So one of the collections on display here at the 2021 London Concours at the Honourable Artillery Company is the 200 miles per hour club, is what they're calling this lineup. As you can see behind me, there's quite a lineup of supercars to look at. As you can see, including this Chiron. So I'm just going to walk up, and so these are modern cars, so it's not just all about classic cars here at the London Concours. So I'm going to go through these and pick out a few examples that caught my eye. Here we go. So here we have the 2018 Bugatti Chiron. The Bugatti Chiron is so much better looking than the old Veyron, I gotta say. I haven't driven a Chiron, but I have driven a Veyron. Talking of good looking, this of course is the 2016 LaFerrari. It's already been around that long. I gotta say, it's really arresting in the metal. It looks fantastic, and out of all of the successors to the F40, if I was to lust after one of them, it'd probably be this one. I think that looks fantastic. This one has only got delivery miles. That's almost sacrilege, really. Why hasn't it been driven? And this is my wife's favorite car. It's a Pagani Zonda. This is a Zonda F named after Jean-Emmanuel Fangio, the famous racing driver. It has, of course, the AMG 7.3 litre V12. Here is a Bugatti Veyron. Okay, let's move swiftly past that. That's a 2007 Veyron. That was a 2007 Pagani, and this is a 2005 Lamborghini Murcielago. And next to it is a 2004 Enzo. And next to that is something a lot more interesting, which is a 2000 Lamborghini Diablo. Now the Lamborghini Diablo, to many, and me including, is probably the last of the proper real Lamborghinis, because it was made before the company was taken over by Audi, of course. And this one is rather special. It's the 8th of 80 GTs. Now the GTs were lightweight. They had the four-wheel drive system was removed. They had titanium conrods, lightened crankshaft, independent throttle bodies, and fed by an aggressive air scoop, which you can see on the top there. So yeah, something of a beast, this one. And this one has featured in many magazines, and it's also been on the cover of a few magazines as well. Yeah, really cool, this one. Yeah, check out that roof scoop. Isn't that something special? The panels on this car were mostly manufactured from carbon fiber and sculpted using aerodynamic expertise obtained from the Diablo GT3 racing program. Here we have the 1996 Ferrari F50, which of course was the successor to the legendary Icon, which is sitting right next to it, and that of course is the Ferrari F40. And this one's rather special. There were only, this is a 1991 Ferrari F40, only 2,700 of the original cars were produced. This is Ferrari Classes certified, and in fact at a 2019 Ferrari Owners Club concours, judges gave it 100%. It also won Car of the Day. And it's actually, if you see, they've got loads and loads of things with this car. It's got a rare English speedo, it's got all the luggage, and even a F40 watch in amongst all of this paraphernalia here on the bottom. This is really very much an original car. It was bought from its owner, who was an 84-year-old in Frankfurt. And the guy that bought it was basically on a search for over 3 years to find the right F40, and this is the one that he found that was unmolested and completely original, just as it rolled out of the factory. You know, that's an awesome thing. I mean, and there you can see the F40 watch and all the documentation with this car. And it's awesome to have a car like this, but I gotta say that sometimes you can make a thing too precious, can't you? I mean, it's like that delivery miles LaFerrari. I mean, would you ever drive that? I suppose you could wear the watch and tell everybody you've got an F40, but you'd be loath to actually do any damage to this thing or drive it around or even use that luggage, I suppose. But check this out. The Ferrari F40 has always been a special car to me. I mean, it's the last one that was signed off by Enzo Ferrari himself. I just went crazy over this thing when it came out. I think it was the next best supercar ever after the Lamborghini Countach. Probably had the most impact on me than anything else. and I remember queuing up outside Hamleys waiting for it to open with my mates so we could all rush in and buy the very first Burego models of this car, which is something that I still actually have right now, and is featured in one of my videos on my YouTube channel. You can you'll search for it, you should be able to find it quite easily. But yeah, what an iconic, legendary thing that is. This is another car that I had something of a crush on, especially given its weird styling. They've done that whole, you know, Big Bird kind of sloping front end like they do on the Pontiac GTOs in America, because that's where the grille is supposed to be on a Jaguar XJS, which is what this is based on. But this, of course, is a Lister. It's got the standard 5.3 V12, but they added a comprehensive tuning package, took it out to 6 liters, tweaked the engine management system, gas flowed heads, larger valves, Cosworth conrods, special forged pistons, and that took everything up to 482 brake horsepower. This is called the Le Mans, of course. An interesting thing about, as we come to the back of the car, you can see those bulging rear arches. Look at the space inside in the back. I mean, a lot of modern two-door sports cars and coupes, you can't really fit in the back, but I could easily sit in there. But most dramatic are those wheel extensions. I mean, just check them out. I mean, look at that rear one. It's just like so blocky, so very much of its time. And the other thing, have you noticed, this is an XJS, but there's no rear flying buttresses on this car. And I gotta say, on the XJS, I know there was a love and hate thing about the flying buttresses, but that was one of my favorite features. I think it was a defining feature of that car. So that's probably my only thing that maybe I don't like on this car, but I can imagine that they've probably done that as part of an aerodynamic aid. Now, this Le Mans sat in a collection with one family from new until 2018, and it's now with its second owner. The car is totally original. It's had no work done to it apart from just regular maintenance, and it has been taxed and insured that whole time, which means that it is actually been used. So that's fantastic. Although it's only got 3,800 miles from new, and it is one of only 19 that were made. So a very rare car, very spectacular car, and certainly a real pleasure to see this thing here today. I think it's got to be, in some ways, one of my stars of the show. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, make sure you're subscribing to youtube.com/browncarguy and hit the bell icon and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. Whilst you're at it, subscribe to browncarguy.com and follow me on social media by just searching for my hashtag. That's on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and even on TikTok. If you love my content, then please consider sponsoring and supporting it, and you can do that over at patreon.com/browncarguy. And you know what? You can use my platforms to promote your product, service, or brand. My YouTube channel is now closing in on 3,000 subscribers as I record this. Total views are nearly 500,000, and the reach just over the last month is nearly 1 million. So join these amazing people as my patrons, including Mohammed Umaid in the UAE, Partha in India, a tech guru and social media consultant. Find him on parthans.com. Tom Conway Gordon here in the UK, Isaac Beauchard in the US. He's got some great deals on cool cars at bespokeautos.com. Reza Adil, check him out at Alizadeh Cigars on Instagram. Mohammed Qasim, business consultant. You can find him at wehms.com. Siraj Abbasi at Tiles Italia on Instagram for luxury floor and wall tiling. Mark Waddell in Canada. Zach Kogiani, a globe-trotting pilot with amazing images for sale at zachkogiani.com. And last but not least, my school champ Shaheer Hakki. Thanks for watching. More cool vids on the way. Catch you again in the next one.